I haven't thought this through very much. Actually, I never thought I'd really be dealing with any of these issues, but here we are. So I am not sure how to have this conversation, but I just started thinking about it. So now I'm going to like try to have the conversation. It does bug me though. I do tend to feel better when my droopy eyelids are at least even, so that so it kind of looks like it's not just some sort of age-related thing or whatever it is. I don't know. There's probably but again, the idea, the fact that I am poor just never figures into it for anybody, right? I mean, like my intense poverty has been totally ignored the entire time in favor of everything else that people want to say about me. I mean, this could not have happened to me if I weren't poor. It just could never have happened to me at all. And people it's like, is Saturday Night Live gonna have any kind of skit about like the difference between what you look like when you have money and what you look like when you're poor? Anyone gonna do that? I don't think so. Or the fact that you can film people in the bathroom when they're poor and you can't do that shit to people who are rich. I mean, the only reason this has happened to me is because I'm poor. I figured it out. I finally got it. I was like, nah, this is bullshit. It's all bullshit. I finally got to the point where it really is just that. And I know that that's what it is. I am poor and everything else is a lie. Everything else is a lie. Absolutely everything. But now at least I've figured that out. You guys can all catch up whenever it is that you want to. I'm not going to give you a break on anything, ever. So you can know that whether you change your tactics or whether you don't change your tactics, the truth of what has gone on is not something I'm going to be just like, oh yeah, so it's fine now. I'm not. But anyway, it's interesting to think about it's not a question of standards for beauty. I don't really know. I can't really say. I mean, definitely this industry has very specifically prolonged the time in history where older men could just date much younger women, even teenage girls, and that was considered totally normal. Still like that in a lot of the world. And this industry has told so many lies about it for such a long time that it really seems to believe, right? It really seems to believe everything it says. Not just that older men can sometimes be more powerful, and that this is a sign of, this is a status symbol. To be able to date younger women is a status symbol. Just the way the idea is, the idea of being able to date beautiful women when you're young is a status symbol, right? It has also told the lie that somehow these guys really are as attractive as guys who are younger, and they're not, because nobody is. But anyway, as far as like beauty standards are concerned, I think it's funny to kind of try to parse some of those and to think about it, which I never really thought I was going to have to do. And they're doing it with fat people now, which I think they've kind of done too much with it, because they're actually acting as if people who are unhealthy, like at an unhealthy weight, are like, it's like, oh, this is really hot, this is really sexy. And it's like, for some people it actually is, but it's still really unhealthy. And it's like literally 40% of the United States is obese. So why are you doing that? Why are you doing that? They're doing it to sell products. They're doing it to sell food, and they're doing it to sell more clothes, and they're doing it to sell like other types of things. Just if there were no money in promoting that idea, nobody would be selling it, but they figured out a way to make money. But I think so. I want to try to think about, I don't know. I mean, men over 40 have been, as far as this industry is concerned, the industry has not had a problem with it, has had no problem whatsoever. Men over 40, men over 50, some guys 60, that kind of thing. Kind of depends in terms of casting them as attractive people, right? And the women are always much younger. But I think that has a lot, and I don't really know what to say about that. Maybe it's a question of the qualities of a person, the qualities that are considered attractive. But I kind of don't want to go too far and be like, but that because they tell a lot of lies. They also tell a lot of lies. As far as I'm concerned, they do. They tell a lot of lies. Sure, they do. Lots and lots of them. Just have it be all just like, act like it's totally normal, like there's nothing. I mean, it's just kind of, to me, it's just kind of weird. I was only rarely, when I was in my 20s, only rarely would I sort of, notice a guy who was like definitely clearly older than I was and be like, that guy is attractive. Very, very rarely. It was only every once in a while. Really, but Vermont's a lot smaller. That's true. But still, it wasn't, it was just, I would just see guys who were like, much older. I didn't even remotely consider them, never even really thought about it. One or two here and there, I would like notice and be like, yeah, that guy is attractive. But it just didn't occur to me. It didn't occur to me. It didn't occur to me. It really didn't occur to me. Right. So I'm not sure. They seem to, I don't really know how to think about this. The idea that is because it's so entrenched, the idea that older men are attractive is so entrenched. But what are they even really saying? What are the things? The ideas about feminine beauty tend to revolve around two types, right? The quote innocent looking, it's all bullshit anyway. The quote innocent type, and then the non-innocent type, and those are good, but definitely young, right? Definitely young, definitely like without. I don't know. I really don't even know how to have this conversation. Like, and there's no room at all for the idea that they have grafted onto men, which is that to get older shows that you have like, I don't know, more wisdom, more experience, more this, more that, whatever it is, right? Because they're not interested in women having those things. They're not interested in those things being considered attractive for women. They're interested in having those things be considered disgusting and terrifying for women, I think. In addition to all the lies, in addition to every single lie, like older people are actually more attractive than younger people, which they're not, male or female, they're not. But as far as what they want to be saying about older men and why they're quote as attractive or more attractive than younger men, what are the things that they try to say about it? If they try to offer an explanation whatsoever and don't just rely on the cultural assumption that has been like enforced by the entertainment industry, for its own very selfish, very chauvinistic reasons, right?